Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. Before I get started, I'd like to thank TV47 and all the people here who work and help us put on this program to let you know about things going on in the community, things related to the library. Today, Jim Armstrong is joining me. He is the current, and just for a few more weeks, the Executive Director of the Sylacauga Parks and Rec Department. And thank you, Jim, for being here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Well, I wanted to have you on. I know we've done several shows about events and things going on at the rec, but I wanted to have you on one more time before you retire, just to talk about the things that have gone on at the rec for the last several years, and thank you for being a big part of that and keeping that going for our community.
I appreciate that.
Wow.
Appreciate it.
How many years were you involved with the rec department?
I sat down the other day and I went to work. I got the job as director in 2003. So, but then, that's been 19 years about. But I was associated with I was on the board of directors since like the early 1992, 93, something like that, I think. So it's nearly 30 years that I've been involved with the recreation center.
Wow.
So it's been a long time.
Goodness. I know a lot of things have changed over those 30 years.
Things have changed, and I hope for the better.
Yes. I'll tell you, I don't know that people really realize what a vital part of our community the rec is. All the events that are there and the activities. I know we may not can list everything that the rec is involved with, but can we just kind of start a list here?
Well, if you think about it, every voting that we have is held at the rec.
Yes.
So that's our polling center. So we have to prepare for that. And it's not just, you don't just walk in and, okay, we vote.
Right.
There's a lot of setup and stuff you have to do. You've got every banquet that's, before COVID, every banquet, you had the chamber banquet, you had the Arts Council banquet, you had, the hospital used to put on the men's and women's banquets.
Yes. The chamber,
our dances, the Remock and Freelancer winter dances. So it's plus just other things. We had Heritage South Credit Union used to have their yearly
dinner meeting.
Well, it was kind of their member meeting where they had their, they gave away gifts. It was kind of like a yearly thing they did. So.
That is a lot of setup and take down tables, chairs, tablecloths.
People don't realize, and it's a constant flip at the rec. You're moving rooms and changing rooms and setting up tables and doing different things. So, that's just the gym. So there's a lot that goes on and goes into it.
Right. Now I know there's been day camp in the summer, which is huge.
Day camp is I think it's one of those things that people really need to take advantage of it because it's a good service it's a safe place for your kids. There's a lot of things that we do with the kids, but it's also providing jobs.
Yes.
We've got jobs for college kids for the summer, and it's good work experience. We've got a lot of the kids that now, I've got kids that are been to college and graduated that are working for me at day camp that came to day camp.
Oh, goodness.
So,
kind of a full circle
I've seen this full circle but it's good. You see what, hopefully we've been a part of making them better people.
Yes. I know you do provide a lot of things. One of my daughters worked, and y'all always come to the library for our summer programs.
Right.
We appreciate your support, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, like this year, the summer reading program was held at one of our parks because of COVID, and so, but our kids came to that, and we work together so well, and that's what community's all about.
We appreciate that so much. We didn't feel comfortable with COVID having it inside because we have a large group that comes, and so we felt better outside, and it was very well received. People enjoyed it.
It was nice. It was nice to be outside.
It was. I think we had rain one day, but that was good. That was a lot of prayer went into that. But now there are a lot of other things that go on at the gym, at the rec, gymnastics, and I think it used to be karate.
We used to have karate. We've
exercise classes.
We've got a yoga class going on. You've got on Monday the gym is gymnastics.
Yes.
But we do our youth sports. We've got basketball going on right now. In the fall we do girls volleyball. So the gym is there. We're renting for somebody will rent it for a party. you know.
Right,
So it's
right.
just, you know, there's all kind of different things, and we're looking at different, you know, we have open gym time for people to come in and just shoot basketball.
Just have a
So,
place. That's
yeah.
great. Yeah.
So it's,
Yeah, and I know a lot of the things you do are not in the gym. It's baseball, soccer, all those kind of things. The sign up is there. That's kind of the headquarters, I guess, and then they go out to the fields.
and we have recently, you can do everything online. You can go to our SylacaugaRecDesk.com and register your child, rent a room, rent a park, everything you can do from the comfort of your home.
Oh, that's
so we do that, but most of our sports are played at our complex, and it's a nice facility. I mean, it really is a nice facility, and we do baseball in the summer. We're registering for that right now, so we do Cal Ripken Baseball. So it's we usually have about 300 plus youth in that. So
That's great. That's great. A lot of it for kids, a lot for adults. I know you said
in the summer
yoga
we have adult softball. We've got a big adult softball league that, you know, they play softball. In fact, years ago I played till I got hurt. So,
Oh, no.
you know.
Well, that is so much fun. But I know the rec, like I said, it's not just the building, it's the sports complex, and it's Lake Howard.
Lake Howard, we are actually a manager. The Lake Howard is run by the Lake Howard Authority, which consists of the utility board, board of directors, and the city council and mayor. But we manage it on a day-to-day basis. Billy Bean is our manager there. And, you know, everybody, I can remember as a child going out there and they had a big pavilion and you had church picnics and this kind of stuff.
Right.
To me, Lake Howard has always been Sylacauga's diamond in the rough. And in the past few years, they've done a whole lot of, we've redone the boathouse, we've redone the piers, we've got probably some of the nicest outdoor bathrooms, you know, anywhere. But there's a lot of things going that's in the pipeline now that's they're in discussion about, maybe building a new pavilion, doing a lot of stuff. People in Sylacauga need to utilize that. We've got the Silverwood Trail.
Oh, yes.
Which it is amazing the number of people that come to our city to walk or mountain bike that trail from different states.
Goodness.
I mean, it's really a nice trail. If hasn't been out there, you don't know what you're missing. I mean, because it's beautiful.
Yes, it is beautiful. We try and go, you know, sometimes in the spring or the fall, just to enjoy the weather, be outside and hike and walk without having to drive 30 miles or an hour, you know, just go out there and walk. You'll have a nice kayak.
Got kayak
with
and
the lake.
canoe rental that you can go out and kayak the lake, and you know there's a lot to offer. People need to take advantage of that.
They do, and I know a lot of upkeep to all of that.
It is, but luckily we've got Billy Bean out there, and he does an enormous job keeping it clean and fixed and this kind of stuff. So, you know, I have been really lucky that I have the staff that I have that manages and does most of the work.
Good. That's great. I'm glad. That's good for you, good for them, though. I know they enjoy it. Well, we're going to pause for a commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Jim.
At Central Alabama Community College in Talladega. That's right, in just 4 semesters, you can receive your associate's degree and be ready to start your career. Smaller classes and one-on-one instruction provide our students with the best college experience. Don't take our word for it. Come see us at 1009 South Street in Talladega. Log on to cacc.edu or call 480-2068 to get started today. Spring semester begins January 10th. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you, central to your success.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room, to surgery, to cancer treatment, to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Jim Armstrong, the Executive Director of the Sylacauga Parks and Rec Department here in town. And he's retiring in just a few weeks, or a few days, I guess. But we've been talking about a lot of the activities. I'm sure we didn't even name them all, but a lot of activities that go on there. Lake Howard. What about the Pinecrest track, the walking track?
That was a project that was given to me by our former mayor, Sam Wright. Sam called one day and said, Jimbo, you're just going to take this project over. We don't have any money, but make it happen. Oh. So that was in 2006. So there wasn't any money. So we had been selling tiles and this kind of stuff, and our city council was gracious enough to see the need to finish it, and they allocated the funds, and we were able to finish that. And in my heart, I think it's just something that Sylacauga can be proud of, that we've honored our veteran and service people with that beautiful memorial there.
Yes, yes. Now, is it a wall with different
It is a group of, you've got a center planter, and then there are 8 walls. Okay. So the interior walls are completely full. So we've started on the outside walls now. So, and there is, the way it was designed, we can add more walls.
Oh, good.
When we fill those up. So
this is an ongoing.
It's a be an ongoing thing, yes. Right. And it's so pretty. You've got the walking trail, the walking track there that you can then walk. But if you want to go out and just sit on the little bench there, I mean, it's beautiful. And everybody that comes through Sylacauga on the 280 corridor sees what the city of Sylacauga has done.
They do.
So it's something that we can be really proud of.
That is. It's nice to honor those men and women,
yes, it
too.
is.
That's wonderful. Now, what about the senior center?
The senior center is one of those kind of things that when I first came to work, I don't know if you remember, there was a building out on 280 that was a city barn. And there was a building out there, I forget the name of the building right at this moment. But the seniors, they had a room out there, and there was 2 groups of seniors, the Friendship Club and the Golden Keys met out there. That was what they considered our senior building. Well, the city had to tear that down because they were moving the city shop. So they moved us we had one little room in the current rec building, and they met there. We had the card players that met on Friday, and the China painters met on Tuesday, and then the Friendship Club met on Wednesdays, and the Golden Keys met on Thursdays.
A lot of scheduling there.
But it was just that one little room, and we wanted to see it, grow. So there was several days that Sherry, our senior Vickers, our senior director, myself, and Sam Wright drove the state of Alabama and looked at every senior building that we could get into to decide what we needed. So in 2007, our current senior activities building was dedicated. So, and it's a nice facility.
It is.
Very nice facilities. With COVID, our numbers are down because, and I can understand that, the senior population is a little frightened about coming in, but we try to do as much as we can to keep it sanitized and this kind of stuff. So numbers are starting to come up. We've got some clubs that are coming back and meeting, and our card players meet on Friday and this kind of stuff. So if anybody's interested in, just call the rec and we can put you in touch with Sherry.
Sherry does a great job.
She does a great job. She loves her seniors, and it's obvious.
They are so sweet. I go and do programs once every couple of months, I think, and there's maybe a puzzle going here. You can tell they've been doing arts and crafts. There's the TV. They're talking and visiting and eating, and just so much fun. A wonderful place for them to go, because so many times if you're alone and you're a senior, then you're just all alone at home.
And to me, we designed it when it was built. There's a living room, and they all come in and they watch TV, and it's almost like they're with their family.
Oh, that's
nice.
So
that's what we wanted.
Yeah, and I do hope with COVID, hopefully going to get better, that the numbers are going to be up.
I think so. I think it is.
Numbers are down everywhere, though.
Oh, yes.
So that's true. I'll tell you one thing I appreciate, and this has been several years ago when my girls were little, the parks. Several years ago, the parks were redone, like the Beth Yates Park,
Noble Park, South Highland, Fairmont.
Yes, nice equipment, so much fun. It's so nice in the spring to see kids out there playing.
That just does my heart good when I drive by one of our parks and it's full of families.
Yes.
Little kids running and playing on the equipment. Yeah. Of course, now, as we move forward, you know, you think, well, we did it just a couple of days ago, but it was actually in 2006, I think, is when we had a group of mothers that came to me and says, let's do this. So they raised the money to match a grant, and we redid them, but everything has a lifespan.
Yes.
And we're almost to the point that we're going to have to start maybe another fundraising campaign to redo some of this equipment. We've got some things ordered that we're replacing just to make, we want them to be safe.
Right, yes.
So we did an inventory and there's some things we had to replace. So that's all on order. So it's, I mean, you know, it's good to see that. And Sylacauga's blessed that they have the parks that we have for a community as small as we are.
Right. There's the two in town. There's one at South Highland, and I think one at Fairmont.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. The one in Fairmont, I don't go that way a lot, but it's very nice.
And Fairmont has a nice walking track.
Yes.
And walking track, there's a little small pavilion, there's an outdoor basketball court, there's the playground. So there's 2 ball practice fields out at Fairmont. So it's a community park, and I can remember as a child, you know, when you've lived in a town your entire life, we would stay with my aunt and uncle, and the rec would have summer workers that they would come out and put programs in the park.
Oh, fun.
So, I mean, you know, things have changed a little bit. Technology has taken away some of that, but the rec center's always been a part of our community.
Yes, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I know we've taken advantage of gymnastics and guitar and Miss Sylacauga and all of that kind of stuff. All that, a lot of work goes into that. Not just during the day either. I know
it's a constant. It's a constant. We're, you know, you think from early morning till late at night, there's something that's going on, whether it's a ball game or basketball game or a pageant or whatever.
Yeah, something to be involved in. Plenty to do, yeah. And I know the park across from Bluebell, and that pavilion is wonderful. They use it when the sculptors come in April, and a lot of events are there. We use it, like we said, for
It's
library
a beautiful,
programs.
what we call green space.
Yes.
You know, and we're slowly doing. We've got some plans for as spring comes to do some landscaping in front of the pavilion and this kind of stuff. We've added a little more concrete because we've got so many sculptors coming now. We need a little more concrete so they can sculpt them. So, but that's something that the community people enjoy. People come from all over to see the guys sculpt.
They do. They do. We're going to pause for another commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Get your college career off to a rapid start at Central Alabama Community College in Talladega. That's right, in just 4 semesters, you can receive your associate's degree and be ready to start your career. Smaller classes and one-on-one instruction provide our students with the best college experience. Don't take our word for it. Come see us at 1009 South Street in Talladega. Log on to cacc.edu or call 480-2068 to get started today. Spring semester begins January 10th. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you, central to your success.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Jim Armstrong just a few days before his retirement him retiring as Executive Director of the Sylacauga Parks and Rec Department. We've been talking about all the different activities the rec is involved with. Now, what are some of your highlights of the years? Maybe people you've worked with, and I know we don't have enough time to talk about all the people, but you know, events, things that have happened.
I thought back, what did I do the first day I went to work? And I thought, my first day on the job, I opened a bid, a state bid.
Okay.
Never opened a state bid in my life. So, I mean, that was why that stuck in my head. But, that was just, and it's been a learning curve ever since then. And I've worked with, different administrations. You had Sam Wright, who I dearly loved. Yes. You had Doug Murphy, who I was a good mayor. He was always, if I needed anything, I went to him.
Right.
Different city councils, different, council presidents, this kind of stuff. They've always been very supportive.
Yes.
So, we're lucky that everybody works as well as they do
That is
together, because
good.
you could be somewhere that they didn't. Ted and Shirley Spears, Shirley was always, her and Ted both have always been very supportive of me and been cheerleaders when I was trying to do something. So you appreciate that.
Yes.
One of my dear friends that just retired, Patricia Carden, Trish was always, coming into the city, as I'd always worked in private industry and coming into city, and it's completely different.
I bet.
But Trish guided me through the maze and taught me a lot, and was there to. One thing I can say about Trish, if you did something stupid, she'd tell you.
Well,
But
trying
she
to help
did.
you learn.
She was there to help me not make mistakes, and I appreciate that. But there's just, the staff that I've worked with. I mean, I have a wonderful staff that's like one big family. It's just,
That makes a big difference.
it makes a big difference. I've really been blessed with the people that I have worked with. Me and you worked together for a lot of years, and I've watched your children grow up through our system. So, I mean, they'll always be a part of me,
Well, you have meant a lot to so many people here in Sylacauga. I can't even imagine how many people's lives have been touched by something at the rec. Whether you played at a park, or you played baseball, or you took baton, or you took gymnastics, or anything like that. You came to an event. I can't imagine. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people.
And you see people that I run into people in Walmart. I'm thinking, you were just a child the other day. What happened? Where did the time go?
Time marches on, doesn't
yes.
it? Gosh, yes. Well, you're leaving it in good hands with Steve Masters.
I feel really, really comfortable. Steve is going to do a phenomenal job. Steve, is a hometown boy himself.
Yes. He's been involved with the rec for a while.
And he's been involved. He's been our athletic director for about 12 or 13 years.
Okay, yeah.
And Steve does he just does everything he does. He does, perfection is,
Right.
So he's going to do a great job, and I'm very comfortable, with him taking over.
Good.
He may not do things the way I did it, but that's not bad either.
Yeah.
Sometimes change is good.
Everybody needs to do it their own way.
They do it his own way, and he's going to do a great job. And then we've got Hunter Kane that came in. Hunter's been with the rec for a lot of years, and he's going to be our new athletic director. And Hunter is bringing both of them together are bringing a new energy to the rec. And I think that's great. I think it's great. And it leaves me with a peace that I don't have to worry about it. It's in good hands.
That's good. I'm glad. I know it's in good hands. I know Steve, too. He's a great guy. They'll do a great job. You and I were talking just a little while ago. I asked, had you been involved with Maxie Veazey or Beth Yates and those things? Not even thinking about age-wise, really, but you kind of knew those ladies or knew?
I've been knowing Ms. Yates for years. Of course, I went to the old rec that burned.
Yes.
I went to dances there and that kind of
yes,
stuff.
I remember.
Actually, the first house that my wife and I bought, I was next door neighbors with Beth and Melvin Yates. Mr. Yates was my government teacher in high school at Comer. And then Maxie Veazey, of course, I went to church with Maxie at First Methodist, but I cut her grass.
Oh.
So, Maxie was she was a wonderful, I can still hear her walking down the hall because she had those little short, fast steps and always wore pumps. And, she was just, even up until she went into the hospital, she was a fireball, And Miss Yates Miss Yates had a commanding presence. You wanted to listen to her when she spoke.
Right.
Goodness. So.
Well, they are two ladies that love Sylacauga and the rec department and love to be involved in community activities, and your name goes in there with them too.
Well, I
one
appreciate
of those
that. That's put me in some really, really good company.
Oh, wow. Well, I was excited. You said now you can register for things online at the
Yes.
rec, and that is part of what's coming right now? I mean, not in the future, but right now.
It is, and
yeah.
it's been a hard pill for me to swallow because I'm still that paper person.
Right.
But if you want to register for a sport or everything except our programs, we haven't worked that little glitch out. But like anything that we sponsor, like a room rental, a park rental, baseball, volleyball, basketball, this kind of stuff, you can register online by going to sylacauga.recdesk.com and just follow the prompts, and you can register online.
Do you see more things coming that will be changes coming out? Or
Steve is revamping some things on as far as like some of our rentals and stuff, time slots and this kind of stuff. And it'll be good. It'll be good. So I think being able to rent something online is going to be good.
Yes. That's where we are now.
Oh yes, I mean, that's the way the world has gone.
That's right. Well, what kind of plans do you have when you retire? I know you have a granddaughter.
I have a granddaughter and a grandson that is going to take a lot of my time and energy. But there's some things I like to paint, so I've got a pile of canvases to the side that I'm going to try to work on some paintings. And we have recently sold our house here in town and moved to the lake, so there's a lot of stuff down there that I've got to do. I told somebody the other day, if I'll have to live to be 120 to finish all the lists that I have that everybody's given me. I don't see a whole lot of downtime.
I bet not. You'll still have a lot to do.
It is. I mean, you know, and I want to stay busy. But I want to stay busy with everything that I want to do for a while.
That's true. That's what I hear when some people say, when I quit work, I did, I cleaned out and did some stuff like that, and then I did some things I wanted to do.
Well, I'm going to do the things I want to do. Those things that can be cleaned out can be done later. I want to do some fun things.
Well, that's great. Well, Jim, we are almost out of time, but I just can't thank you enough. I know
thank you for
my
having
girls
me.
have been involved in things at the rec, and I appreciate all you've done for them and for us, for the library, for the Arts Council, all these activities I'm involved in, and I know you're leaving it in good hands.
I appreciate it very much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming in. And we appreciate all of you for joining us on Library Connection, and be looking, Sylacauga Rec Desk.
SylacaugaRecDesk.com.
SylacaugaRecDesk.com. Go there and sign up for what's going on now. Baseball?
Baseball is sign up right now.
Sign up right now. Well, great. Well, I hope you'll do that. And thank you so much for joining us on Library Connection.